Alright guys, this is about the altitude of a triangle. The altitude of a triangle is the height of the triangle. And a height always has to be perpendicular. And it has to come from one of the vertices. So a triangle actually has 3 altitudes. Okay, I can draw from B down to AC. I can draw from A to side BC. I can draw from angle C to side AB. So it has 3 vertices and it has 3 altitudes. And it can look different depending on the kind of triangle I have. So my triangle here looks to be acute. Looks like all of these are acute. So I'm going to draw an altitude from B to side AC. So I'm going to try to draw a height. Now this isn't a height. A height has to be perpendicular. Alright, so my height again might be in different spots. It doesn't do anything to this segment. All an altitude does is it creates perpendicular angles. So what I need to do is I need to create a segment on AC that I can actually section off and do my perpendicular bisector construction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually extend side AC. Okay, I'm going to extend side AC. I'm going to put my compass point on B, and what I want to do is I want to draw an arc that goes under AC and touches AC twice to kind of section it off. So I'm just going to draw an arc like this. Okay. What this arc did was it created a segment that I can now create a perpendicular line for. So I'm going to use this segment. I'm just going to highlight this in green. Don't highlight anything on your Common Core exam when you're doing a construction. But I'm going to highlight this in green because I want to show you that I'm now going to do the perpendicular bisector on this. So I'm opening it up a little more than halfway. Arc above, arc below. Arc above the line, arc below the line. I go from the other point of intersection and I do the same measurement. So arc above, arc below. And again, if you want to draw full circles, you can. And you could draw a full circle around. You could draw a full circle around this one. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect. And I only really connect. This right here is my full perpendicular bisector. Okay? But my altitude only goes from B to D. So BD is the altitude. It stays inside the triangle. So here I have a right angle. Here I have a right angle. So I first have to draw an arc that creates a segment, that sections a segment off. Then I do my perpendicular bisector. So I'm going to show you on a different kind of triangle. Let's say we have an obtuse triangle. So an obtuse triangle has one angle that's more than 90 degrees. You can't have 2 angles more than 90 degrees or we wouldn't have triangle. Alright, so let's say we have triangle A, B, C. Alright, let's say I want to draw the altitude that goes from B to AC. Well, sometimes when I have an altitude, it might be outside the actual triangle. And in this case, it's going to be because, again, if I imagine I'm at B and I have to draw a perpendicular line down to B, that's not perpendicular. But as I swing my pencil, I start to kind of see what a 90-degree angle could look like from B. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the first one. I'm just going to extend my line out. I'm going to extend this side out. I'm going from B. So my point is at B, and I'm opening up my compass pretty big so that I just have an arc underneath here. Okay? Now I have this arc. So I've sectioned it off. Again, critical point, critical point. So I'm now going to bisect this segment here. When I do the perpendicular bisector, that's what gives me that perpendicular, that right angle. So above the line, below the line. Above the line, below the line. And then I'm going to connect. So BD again would be the altitude of the triangle. Even though it's outside, it's still an altitude, because when you have an altitude, the altitude of a triangle has to be perpendicular to the base. So if this is my base, AC, I can extend AC, and this is my altitude. So your altitude is formed by perpendicular lines. It's the same thing as the perpendicular bisector, except we have to do one step to begin with in order to get the section to create.